Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again, and I want to talk to you on some current events. On yesterday, a decision was handed down from the state of Maryland, from the city of Baltimore, where they have a black mayor and a black district attorney, and an occasion where a young man had been taken by the police without cause and ended up at the of that experience dead. And it's really a hot potato because blacks have been killed across the country like this all the time. But something is beginning to happen where we have social media, which the government is going to try to control as soon as it can, and we have cameras, telephones with cameras, and everybody's filming everything that looks strange, and they're posting it on the internet. And having posted it on the internet, the public is getting a chance to see what kind of community we are as people. And some of us want to be good. When we see something that's down, we try to lift it up, change it. Well, when I think about these young men who have been getting the same outcome in their lives as Mr. Gray in Baltimore, Maryland. They've lost their lives, and it's a sad statement. But I think about when I come to you and I talk to you about peace and prosperity and joy, when I talk to you about the opportunity to have the life of your dreams and what is required to do that, I think that might sound a little strange to you sometimes. And I know how strange can sound because I was once a young man I was associated with, and he figured that the solution to the problems of black people in America was to pack up their bags and go to Africa. Well, I guess you can imagine that that wasn't an easy message that was taken. And the reason is that because the propaganda that has been passed in America about Africa was just as effective on blacks who had never been to Africa as it was to whites. And talking about blacks going to Africa, you got to be out of your mind. But then I think about peace and prosperity and joy. When I think about that everything that is on the earth, above it, on it, in it, seen and unseen, is a gift from the Creator, who, for one reason or another, put us here and gave us desires, aspirations, and gifts and talents that we might exercise within these that He's given here on the earth, and extract from it all of the things that we require to make our dreams come true. Though we haven't done it, the ability, capability is there. And you think about that, and you compare that to what we have in the world today, and you say something is wrong with this picture, and we got to do something about it. So what I say, rather than deal with money, deal with what God, the Creator, wanted it to be done. A family working together, taking care of themselves, doing what they have to do to survive, but not only to survive, but to enjoy that life. Having that capability, they don't charge each other. They don't pay each other for what's done with some separate entity. Everybody takes care of their responsibility, and the family lives happily. This is what is the structure for the human race. God has given everybody something to do. And by George, living in the world, you can bet there's something to do. And doing that entitles us to experience not only the bad, but the good. When the storms, the natural storms come, the good people, the bad people, the rich, the poor, the white, the black, everybody gets a chance to experience what the storm brings. So when life is rough, let us deal with it together. And when life is good, let us deal with it together. That's what life is supposed to be like, but I think about it sometimes. Look at these big cities. You got all these mega buildings. People got ownership on it. You got people who have bought stock and profiting at the pain and suffering of others. How would they feel? How do you think they would really feel? changing this system to the kind that I talk about, how do you think they would really feel? It would probably be just as strange to them as my talking about, or should I say my friend talking about black people packing up going to Africa. It seems like that won't happen. But the truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, the difference in these two analogies is that if all the black people picked up their stuff and went back to Africa, in my way of thinking, every problem that we have except race would still exist. It wouldn't change. And it would probably be even worse because we would go there with some American teaching, with others who have some African teaching. And they would not jive. So I don't think that's good. But one thing about this other way of thinking is that the buildings, everything belongs to God. Even though we build them, the materials for which they are built of is of God. The labor force that was used to do it is of God. So everything is God's. So when we build dams and bridges and museums, we use them, but they belong to God. And for somebody to start saying, this is my building, well, now it belongs to God and the people are using it. Now, that way, whether we like it or not, it's going to happen. It might not be today. I'm hoping it is. I'm giving it my life to make sure that it is. But if you work hard against me and keep it from happening, it's going to happen one day. So you might as well get ready for it. Thank you so very much for listening. Once again, Eddie Marcus. Bye-bye.